We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Kickin, it is the hot and spicy pretzels. And I guess this is maybe the hot sauce they use here. I imagine. Ass Kickin original. Okay. I think I probably have done that one as a mini review. Here we have a habanero. I think I've done that one as a mini review. You can check out the blog through the link in the description below. But see, we have the aisles. We got that. So I have done this one. I've done that one, and I think I've done this one as well. So there's a lot of the Ass Kickin products I've done. And I think they do a lot of really fun stuff. Not everything they do is great, certainly, but I don't know if that's the case for anybody, where every little thing they do is magic. So we got natural flavor. I don't know if that's going to be extract or not. We should have habanero. There it is, habanero. All right, so the square pretzels, and that's kind of what I was hoping these were. I don't think these are. The square pretzels were the thing I liked the best in the snack mix by a long ways, and I finally found these while roaming around for a price that very, very expensive. These are about as expensive as there's those one season ones that are out now. I forget the name of them, but their big deal is they're for North Dakota, anyway, that they're right in that same sort of price for what I found these for. Okay, and yeah, these are the sticks. Unfortunate. I really was hoping these would be the squares, but they're not. They're these braided things, just like the other ones. But let's get into how these do here on National Pretzel Day. These are quite buttery. So we don't have a whole heap and helping of spicy snack products that are pretzels. And there are other flavors. I'm kind of surprised not to see them here, but there are other flavors, I believe. Ass Kickin does as well. Pickled flavored stuff, I guess, is kind of a thing these days. I think they've got one of those. This is the only one that, maybe mustard also. This is the only one I think that was meant to be hot and spicy. So there are, I don't know if you can see that. There's coatings here in the actual lines of the braid. They're not particularly hot. They are a bit dusty. So I wish they would have been those squares. The squares had a really good amount of flavoring to pretzel. Good ratio. These are okay. They're not particularly hot, though. They are spicy, but not hot. So I remember when the butter braids came out. I'm not a fan of those. In fact, I don't like the braided ones particularly at all. But I like the just straightforward salted type pretzels. Snyder did this thing where they had their really good sourdough pretzels. They're still around, but they shattered the pretzel and then just put different coatings on it. There was none of those I thought were any good. And I tried them all because they're pretzels that come in a box. I love those. These are, I mean, flavor-wise, they're fine. There is the perfect amount of heat, definitely not. Guaranteed to leave your taste buds tingling for more. Might be overstating it there. All right, so I will give these a legit one, though. There's enough of a build here that it's not very high. It's definitely more of a one, though, than a default one. Flavor is good. Problem with these is there's just not enough seasoning to the size of the pretzel. It's not super far off, but it is far off. These are somewhere in no man's land also, where I like the thinner pretzels because I think you get the right amount of that sodium outside to the actual interior of the pretzel. Except for the sourdough ones, the Snyder ones I was mentioning, those just have a different aspect to them. But like pretzel rods, stuff like that, they just don't work right. There's not enough of the outside and too much of the inside. I really wish they would have had these as the squares that were in the Kickin snack mix. And you can check out that video as well. That lives in the same place this one is going to, which is the Everything Else playlist, right here on the YouTubes.com. So it's a 12-ounce bag. I think I got it for about $10. I mean, it's full. This thing is full to the top. You got to give them that. I don't know where Goodyear, Arizona is. Might be fun to go there someday. I don't do a lot in Arizona. It'd be fun to go explore there, I think. I want to go to Las Cruces. I wonder, maybe I can just loop it all in the same trip. I don't know. I haven't looked at a map. If this is over by Goodyear's by Tempe and stuff, then maybe not, but... All right, well, I think you can see there's a little grease spot. I don't know if you can see them. There's little grease spots on this. I assume from that buttery nature. Also, you know, when pretzels get a little bit too thick, we start to run into a texture problem with the insides. And I feel like that's kind of the case here with these. Same as with pretzel rods. It's just, you know, my own personal preference. I never buy Braids for that reason. I just don't find them enjoyable comparatively. So this one, I feel like we have to look at in a couple ways. First is the flavor. I could have done without the buttery part of this and just gone for just the Ass Kickin' original hot sauce flavoring. I think that's pretty good. I think it works well for pretzels. It worked less well here because these are just too thick. And I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to copy the other pretzel I can't think of the name of right now. But they're clearly trying to copy that. And you know, good for them. You know, appeal to the chili heads. Those I don't think are particularly hot. These are definitely a lot hotter, even though, I mean, it's only barely a 1 for me. They're not blazing or anything. They're just kind of pleasant, I guess. I just wish they would have, again, stuck with those grid square waffle sort of pretzels that were in this snack mix. This flavoring system worked a million times better on those. So, but flavor-wise, I mean, it's fine. The butter I could have done without, but I mean, it's not horrible or anything like that. Obviously, I'll have no trouble finishing out this bag. The second part, of course, is texture, and like I said, this is not a texture I like. I like the thinner ones. I like the ratio to be, I guess, different somewhat than these are. And I talked about that enough in the video. So that one's kind of a miss for me, but... So as far as heat, like I said, just barely a 1. As far as flavor, it's pretty solid. Would I get it again? No. I definitely would not pay $10 for another bag of these. I think it's fine. It's okay. But to me, it's not enough of what I actually want to keep these on hand as a snack. But as far as like a novelty thing, kind of a nifty little thing we don't see a lot of, I think it does pretty well there. Which is really, I think, where a lot of ass-kicking stuff kind of fits in. As that sort of novelty thing where it's just like, this is kind of something unusual, don't have these all the time. But I think it works in that respect more so because, you know, again, the price point on some of their stuff is a little bit high for it to be regular items, even for chili heads. And even if it did have satisfying heat, I would also add. So... yeah, we'll just leave it there. Not a bad stab. Like ass-kicking snacks, I think, are somewhat more successful than their sauces, and this certainly was no exception. And we'll just leave it there. So there it was, the ass-kicking hot and spicy pretzels. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.